For Pacifica Radio, I'm Teresa Brzezbianska. The trade war between the world's two largest economies is escalating as China on Friday slapped a 125% tariff on U.S. goods in response to President Donald Trump's 145% tariff on Chinese products. Caught in the crosshairs are businesses that are part of the more than $580 billion trade between the countries, with Chinese exporters making up the bulk of that exchange. Congressional Democrats are questioning whether President Trump and his allies may have improperly acted on his suggestion Wednesday that it was, quote, a great time to buy stocks shortly before announcing he was cutting back on some of his new tariffs, a move that made the markets go up. A leaked video from the White House showed Trump congratulating bankers over their stock gains.
This is Charles Schwab. It's not just a company, it's actually an individual. And he made $2.5 billion today, and he made $900 million. That's not bad, because, he's in financials. I've always been.
House Minority Leader Hakeem Jeffries, Democrat from New York, said Thursday that Democrats, quote, need to get to the bottom of the possible stock manipulation that is unfolding before the American people, including what, if any, advanced knowledge did members of the House Republican Conference have of Trump's decision to pause the reckless tariffs that he put into place. California Senator Democrat Adam Schiff spoke Thursday.
You may have seen early in the day Trump tweet this. Yeah, this is a good time to buy. So the question is, between that tweet and Donald Trump's announcement that he was reducing the tariffs on most other nations apart from China, the question is, who knew what the president was going to do? And did people around the president trade stock knowing the incredible gyration the market was about to go through?
The Supreme Court on Thursday said President Donald Trump's administration must facilitate the return of Kilmar Abrego Garcia, a Maryland man who was mistakenly deported to El Salvador, rejecting the administration's emergency appeal. Abrego Garcia is a Salvadoran citizen who had an immigration court order preventing his deportation to his native country over fears he would face persecution from local gangs. The administration claims Abrego Garcia is a member of the MS-13 gang, though his attorneys said there is no evidence he was in the gang and he has never been charged with or convicted of a crime. House Republicans have narrowly approved their budget framework on a vote of 216 to 214, a day after Speaker Mike Johnson abruptly postponed a scheduled Wednesday vote. Johnson worked into the night to satisfy conservative lawmakers who refused to support the plan. The bill is central to President Donald Trump's agenda of tax breaks, spending cuts, and mass deportations. Next comes the hard part, crafting the actual budget language. Christopher Martinez reports.
When the Senate passed its budget resolution Saturday, many conservative Republicans in the House of Representatives blasted it as dead on arrival because its budget cuts were far smaller than they wanted. But after furious vote whipping by House Speaker Mike Johnson and pressure from President Donald Trump, the measure narrowly passed the House, and Republicans are singing a different tune. Speaker Johnson spoke to reporters after the Thursday morning vote.
It was a good day in the House, and I told you not to doubt us. The media always does, the Democrats always do, but we get the job done, and we're really grateful to have had the big victory on the floor just now. It was a big one, a very important one.
And it was a big victory for the Trump agenda. Passage of the budget resolution opens the door for Republicans to use a budget reconciliation process that will let them pass a budget with a majority vote in the Senate, bypassing the threat of a filibuster.
The U.S. House of Representatives and the U.S. Senate are going to do our job, and we are going to provide stability, and we are going to send this message to all of our allies and friends around the world, and to our adversaries as well, that America is back, and the America First agenda will be enacted. President Trump's promises will be fulfilled, and we're really excited that today we took a big step in getting that done.
It almost didn't happen. The big issue that split Republicans, the Senate measure targets $800 billion in budget cuts, while House Republicans want $1.5 trillion in cuts. But House and Senate leaders agreed a final budget bill will include at least the $1.5 trillion in cuts. So in the final vote, it passed by the narrowest of margins, 216 to 214. House Democratic leader Hakeem Jeffries spoke to reporters at his weekly news conference.
The budget resolution that passed the House today will set in motion some of the most extreme cuts to health care, nutritional assistance, and the things that matter to everyday Americans in our nation's nearly 250-year history. It's a disgrace. This is just the beginning. And House Democrats are going to aggressively push back every day, every week, every month until we bury this reckless Republican budget resolution in the ground, never to rise again.
Reporting for Pacifica Radio News KPFA, I'm Christopher Martinez.
And I'm Teresa Wierzbianska for Pacifica Radio.